Good morning, America. As autumn leaves fall, our weather center is already focused on the winter ahead. The data for the upcoming winter of 2025-2026 points to a season that could be colder, stormier, and more extreme than anything we've seen in years. We're talking about wild swings, powerful storms, deep Arctic blasts, and snow events that could paralyze cities. Several major climate patterns are converging, setting the stage for a winter that could be truly historic across the U.S. Let's break down what's driving this forecast, what it means for your region, and how you can be ready for whatever Mother Nature throws our way. This winter isn't just another cold season, it's shaping up to be one for the record books. So, what's driving all the buzz and concern about the months ahead? The main reason for this winter's wild forecast is a powerful force brewing far out in the Pacific Ocean. That force is a strengthening La Niña, a climate pattern that's making headlines for good reason. La Niña is more than just a scientific term, it's a major player in shaping weather across the globe, and this year, it's flexing its muscles in a big way. When La Niña takes hold, it cools the central and eastern Pacific Ocean. This cooling effect might seem distant, but it has a domino effect on weather patterns thousands of miles away. The jet stream, which acts like a high-speed river of air above us, gets pushed north and south in unusual ways. This shift opens the door for frigid Arctic air to plunge deep into the heart of the United States, bringing with it the potential for extreme cold snaps and icy blasts. For the Pacific Northwest, this means a steady parade of storms rolling in from the ocean, dumping heavy snow on mountain passes and blanketing cities like Seattle and Portland. Residents here can expect more frequent snow days, slippery roads, and a winter wonderland that's both beautiful and challenging. Meanwhile, the Midwest and East Coast are bracing for a relentless series of cold waves and frequent storms. Cities like Chicago, New York, and Cleveland could see blizzard conditions, icy highways, and the kind of winter weather that tests even the hardiest residents. The real drama unfolds where cold northern air collides with warm, moist air from the south. This sharp contrast is the perfect recipe for powerful winter storms. Think classic nor'easters battering the New England coast and blizzards sweeping across the plains, reducing visibility to near zero and piling up snowdrifts overnight. What makes this year stand out is just how strong La Niña has become. Meteorologists are seeing signs that the storm track will be more active than usual, with colder air reaching farther south and storms packing a bigger punch. This means more intense snowfalls, stronger winds, and longer stretches of bone-chilling temperatures. La Niña isn't just a buzzword tossed around by weather experts. It's the master controller of our winter weather this year. Its influence can be seen in every forecast, every weather alert, and every snowstorm that sweeps across the country. The signals are clear. This winter is set to be a classic, high-impact season. Whether you're a snow lover or someone who dreads the cold, it's time to prepare for a winter that's truly different, one that will test our resilience and remind us of the power of nature. When we talk about the forces shaping this winter, it's not just one weather pattern calling the shots. La Niña, a well-known climate phenomenon, is certainly a major player, but it isn't acting alone this season. Instead, it's part of a powerful trio of atmospheric patterns that are converging to create what meteorologists are calling a triple threat for the United States. Alongside La Niña, two other major climate drivers are joining forces, amplifying each other's effects and setting the stage for a winter that could be both intense and unpredictable. The first of these is the Polar Vortex. This swirling mass of frigid air usually stays locked in the Arctic, but when the vortex weakens or becomes unstable, it can send waves of brutally cold air plunging southward into the United States. This is when we see those infamous cold snaps, temperatures dropping rapidly, icy winds howling, and cities like Chicago and Minneapolis experiencing some of their coldest days of the year. This winter, computer models and meteorological forecasts are pointing to a higher than normal chance of a polar vortex disruption. That means the Midwest and Northeast, in particular, could be in for repeated blasts of Arctic air, leading to more frequent and severe cold spells, heavy snowfalls, and dangerous travel conditions. The second major player is the Pacific Decadal Oscillation, or PDO. This is a long-term pattern of ocean temperature changes in the Pacific, and right now, it's in what's known as a cool phase. When the PDO is cool, it tends to reinforce the effects of La Niña, making the overall weather pattern across North America even colder and stormier than usual. the cool phase of the PDO helps build a persistent high-pressure ridge over the North Pacific Ocean. This ridge acts like a barrier, forcing the jet stream, the fast-moving river of air high above our heads, to dip much farther south than normal. As the jet stream dives, it steers storms and cold air deep into the heart of the U.S., especially across the West, Midwest, and even into the South. When you combine the cooling influence of La Niña, the increased risk of a disrupted polar vortex, and the reinforcing power of a negative PDO, you get a recipe for a winter that's not just colder, but also stormier and more unpredictable than average. We're talking about the potential for widespread blizzards, icy roads, school closures, and travel disruptions from coast to coast. This rare alignment of three powerful climate patterns gives meteorologists high confidence that this winter will be anything but ordinary. Whether you're in the Northeast, the Midwest, or even parts of the South, it's time to prepare for a season that could be both severe and truly memorable. What does this mean for your area? Let's break it down, region by region, so you know exactly what to expect and how to prepare for the months ahead. This winter is shaping up to be one for the record books, with dramatic shifts in weather patterns across the country. Starting in the Pacific, Northwest, and Northern California, residents here should brace for a relentless parade of storms rolling in from the Pacific. Expect heavy, wet snow piling up in the mountains, creating hazardous travel conditions and increasing avalanche risks. Even the lowlands, which rarely see snow, could be blanketed in white this year. Temperatures will run colder than normal, so be ready for icy mornings and slick roads. Power outages and downed trees are possible as storms intensify. Moving to the Midwest and Great Lakes, you're right in the bullseye for repeated Arctic blasts. Bitter cold will settle in, with wind chills plunging well below zero. Snowstorms will be frequent and intense, sometimes developing into full-blown blizzards that can shut down highways and disrupt daily life. On top of that, lake-effect snow will pile up quickly, especially downwind of the Great Lakes, burying communities under feet of snow and making travel treacherous for days at a time. In the Northeast and New England, get ready for blockbuster nor'easters. These powerful storms can bring major snow events, high winds, and whiteout conditions. Cities like Boston, New York, and Portland could see several significant snowfalls, with drifts piling up and schools and businesses forced to close. Coastal areas face additional threats, including flooding from storm surges and rapid erosion along the New England shoreline. Residents should be prepared for possible evacuations and property damage. The South and Southeast aren't immune this year. Expect more frequent Arctic intrusions, bringing damaging freezes to areas that rarely see such cold. Crops and pipes are at risk, and residents should take extra precautions to protect their homes and vehicles. There's also a higher risk of dangerous ice storms stretching from Dallas to Atlanta. These storms can coat roads and power lines in thick ice, leading to hazardous driving and widespread power outages. Even Florida isn't spared. Damaging cold snaps could bring frost to sensitive crops and chilly mornings to the Sunshine State, so don't be caught off guard. The bottom line, no matter where you live, this winter demands extra preparation. Stock up on essentials, check your heating systems, and have a plan in place for severe weather. From coast to coast, everyone will feel the impact of this extraordinary winter. Stay informed, stay safe, and be ready for whatever Mother Nature has in store. To understand what's possible, let's look back. The winter of 2013-2014, with its infamous polar vortex, brought record cold and paralyzed cities. Chicago was colder than the South Pole. The 1995-96 La Niña winter hammered the Northeast with relentless snow, including the blizzard of '96 that shut down the I-95 corridor. Go back further, and the late 1970s saw blizzards and cold that still set records. These historic winters show what happens when La Niña and a disrupted polar vortex align. We're not predicting an exact repeat, but the setup is similar. Expect major storms, travel shutdowns, and widespread impacts. History reminds us, when the right patterns converge, winter can be relentless. A wild winter affects every part of daily life. Expect treacherous commutes, frequent delays, and school closures as snow and ice hit at the worst times. Heating bills will spike, and homes face risks like frozen pipes. Insulation and preparation are key. Community life slows down, events canceled, supply chains strained, and grocery shelves can empty fast. Health risks rise. Frostbite, hypothermia, and seasonal depression are real concerns. More time indoors means viruses spread easily. This winter will test our resilience, physically, financially, and mentally. Travel will be one of the biggest challenges this winter. Major storms can shut down airports and ripple across the country. Expect more delays and cancellations. Prepare your car, check tires, battery, antifreeze, and pack a winter survival kit with blankets, snacks, and a flashlight. Never let your gas tank drop below half in winter. Stay informed, have a no-way weather radio and a trusted weather app for alerts. When a winter storm watch is issued, get ready. A warning means stay off the roads if possible. At home, be ready for power outages. Never use a gas stove or generator indoors. Preparation is your best defense against winter's hazards. Even with strong signals, winter weather is unpredictable. A storm's track can shift, changing snow to ice or rain in a matter of miles. Thaw and freeze cycles can create dangerous black ice, nearly invisible and extremely hazardous. Southern cities could see rare snow or ice, causing outsized disruptions. The key: expect surprises, stay alert, and don't assume you're out of winter's reach. Our goal isn't to predict every storm, but to prepare you for a season loaded with extremes. Stay flexible, stay informed, and be ready for anything. The bottom line: be prepared, not scared. Build a home emergency kit, 3 days of food, water, flashlights, batteries, and medications. Winterize your home. Insulate pipes, seal drafts, and check smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. Make a family communication plan in case of outages or separation. Write down important numbers and designate a meeting spot. Stay informed with reliable weather sources and check on vulnerable neighbors. Community support is vital. Help each other before, during, and after storms. With preparation and cooperation, we can weather whatever this wild winter brings.